Straight from the TMZ newsroom, it's the Hollywood Beatdown with this man right here, the reigning UFC welterweight champion of the world, Tyron Woodley. How you doing, man? You're in red today.
I'm good, man. I'm in red. You know, I guess Tekashi was yelling at us,
yeah, he was.
I figured I'd come in peace colors.
We're going to deal with that in a minute, but we're going to start with Fired Up. All right, I'm fired up because I heard you got some big news involving Floyd Mayweather.
For sure. You know, Floyd Mayweather was interested in taking a mixed martial art bout, maybe a few of them. So who better than the chosen one to teach him the ropes on how we get off the ropes and get on the cage?
So he has reached out to you for some MMA training to get ready for a possible MMA fight.
Yeah, you know, I saw him at the Jordan party during the All-Star weekend. We started chatting about training MMA. And we decided, hey, man, let's connect. Let's hook up in Vegas. Let's do some training. Get it ready for MMA. So
this is not a joke. This is serious.
Yeah, I think it's a joke, but think about this. Like, Floyd Mayweather is one of the best strikers of all times. How many guys in the UFC that can't wrestle and can't grapple, they consider themselves a stand-up fighter? If they have to stand across with one of the greatest strikers ever, they're going to be in a world of smoke.
If you do connect with Floyd Mayweather, he takes you up on this and gets in the gym with
we getting it set up. Yeah.
This is amazing.
Yeah, we already getting it set up.
What do you work on with him first?
First thing we work on is kicks, blocking the kicks. There's no point in him trying to learn how to kick, defending kicks, identifying when the body's about to throw a kick. No one can just subtly, sneaky throw a kick besides like a Barbosa or a Jose Aldo. But outside of that, you kind of see your body language show that you're going to throw a kick.
Right.
Identifying that and how to properly block it. Not to get hit with the okie-doke, thinking there's a leg kick and get kicked upside the dome.
Right.
Secondly, obviously defending takedowns. If he is able to evade punches at a fraction of a second, make people look stupid and miss a million times, then he can learn wrestling defense because he's learned that through drilling, technique, repetition. So doing those things, and then obviously he'll decide which fight he wants to take, and at that point, you know, kind of game plan off that.
Wow. So how long do you think he needs to prepare for something like this? How long would his fight camp be?
In my opinion, depending on the opponent, if he's fighting a guy that's like this crazy Division I national champion wrestler with a black belt in jiu-jitsu, maybe he's not going to take the fight. He's a smarter guy than that. He's going to fight a big fight that makes sense. I can see maybe it's a Conor or something like that.
Is that a real possibility? Is that a good matchup for him?
I think Conor will want to try to get that L off his record and try to bring him over into his realm. And you know, Conor has never really knocked anybody out with a kick. He throws a lot of kicks and they look flashy. And he does it to create space to keep you off him, so he can relax and be in.
But he's good on the ground too, right?
It's hard to say because, you know, Conor's not that great of a wrestler, and he's not like the world-class jiu-jitsu guy. So if he can't land one of those kicks on Floyd and he can't take him down, you know, if you're an athlete and you can pay attention and learn quick, you can stop a takedown. Especially when you got the octagon to help you. The octagon, when you press up against that, that's like two people fighting one takedown. So I think he has a chance for sure.
All right, so how long do you think that you would work with him before you think he'd be ready to go?
I would think for the kicks, it would take probably two or three weeks to get comfortable with the kick. Yeah, it's not that hard.
So you see like a real
block, parry, move, evade, check, lift your leg up. It's not that very.
So if you were Floyd's manager or whatever, and you were advising him, would you say, okay, you need 3 months to prepare for this fight? You need 6 months to prepare for this fight?
I think he's going to take 3 months anyway. I don't think he's going to jump into a fight fast. So I think he's going to take the 12 weeks regardless. But I think that for the kicks, he might need 2 or 3 weeks. For some of the wrestling defensive things, it's going to be very similar to boxing because boxing is a lot of angles, a lot of hip motion, a lot of using great footwork. So it's the same thing to stop the shot before it gets there through footwork. So I would say total all to all, maybe 2.5 months.
All right, so
hey, news here.
Yeah, you heard it here first. Hollywood Beatdown. All right, it's time for Tyron's favorite segment called
On the Real, though.
Yeah, this is where we break stuff down and hear the real side of stuff. On the real this time, I need to know about Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez tested positive for clenbuterol, but he says he's not an intentional cheater. He didn't take this banned substance intentionally. He tested positive because he ate contaminated Mexican beef.
He immediately identified it came from there, right?
That's what he says.
Clenbuterol sounds like something your grandma tell you to get from the closet.
Yeah.
Go down there and give me some of that clenbuterol out the closet.
From what I've read about clenbuterol, I don't know too much about it, but apparently athletes will take it to shred fat while maintaining muscle mass.
It's an inhaler for horses.
That's albuterol.
Oh, okay.
No, this one. So apparently, and also there's an issue in Mexico with cattle ranchers will inject their cows with clenbuterol because it helps beef with higher protein content.
So he walked past and accidentally injected him with clenbuterol.
No, he's saying that he just ate a lot of Mexican beef, and that's what tainted his test, and that's what tested positive for this.
Well, I'm not going to call any man a cheater, but brother, you would have had to eat a whole damn cow to get the amount of clambuterol in your system. Am I right or wrong?
I mean, maybe. I will say this. When the NFL sends teams to Mexico to play in Mexico, they gave all the players and staff a memo saying you got to be aware of the meat in Mexico specifically because of this. They were saying that they've had cases where people have eaten Mexican beef and tested positive for this stuff, and they warn players, ultimately at the end of the day, you have to monitor what goes in your body, but this is something to be aware of. Does that matter to you at all about the situation?
It kind of make me want to ease up a little bit, just a little bit, but I don't know. He's trying to bulk up, right?
Maybe. I mean, he's using this to kind of shred the body fat.
But I mean, in his situation, his weight class is one weight class below Triple G, right?
Yeah, Gennady Golovkin.
So what's going to happen is everybody's going to think that he wants to bulk up this time. So now he's hitting a little bit more clambuterol than normal.
Right.
And they're going to give him that wrap.
Right.
He could be consuming more beef. If it was me, I mean, I guess beef does have creatine in there. There's a lot of protein in there, but also has a lot of fat.
Right.
He could be eating chicken, fish, upping his carbs, eating differently. So I don't want to, you know what? I was kidding about the cow, even though you would have to eat a lot of damn steaks to get clambuterol to come through your urine.
He's moved his training camp from Mexico to the United States now, and he says, he's not a cheater. He wants to focus on getting ready for the fight. And
but what happens if he tests positive again? Then we got to call BS, bro.
Yeah, I guess so. And the BS, the tainted bull.
Then who's gonna step in and fight Triple G then?
That's a great question.
Not me.
Triple G wants this fight no matter what because this is the biggest fight of his career. He's going to make more money than any other fight. So if I'm Triple G, I'm like, I don't care what you're putting in your body.
You think Triple G got to have some clambuterol?
I'd say give him the clambuterol and say, I don't care what you're taking, get in the fight. We need to make this money. All right, it's time for that part of the show where Tyron gets to pat somebody in the back and then punch somebody else in the face.
Yeah.
But I think we're going to do a double punch today,
Since we got two blow pops hanging from a pair of twigs.
First punch in the face, Blac Chyna.
Yeah, Blac Chyna, you tripping, Blac Chyna. It's a such thing as doing too much.
Yeah.
You need to stop on the plastic. Your butt looks a mess.
I can't say for a fact that she's had surgery done, but it sure looks like she's had surgery done.
Sure look like she went to Motel 6 and let one of the doctors just
go
put her to sleep, cut her, local anesthesia.
Why now?
Why though?
Do people like this?
Why? I don't.
To me, it doesn't appeal. It looks too big. Is there any workout plan that a person can do to get a butt to look like that naturally?
I mean, you would have to show me her butt before we got these these two brown blow pops hanging out in the Malibu Ocean.
Yeah.
I mean, I like a nice butt, but when you start making it larger than life, where
overkill.
You can't even you trying to talk to her and your eyes can't stop looking.
You can rest a soda can on that.
Yeah.
All right, for this next part, the next person we're going to punch in the face, we brought in special guest, International Hood Captain Raquel.
Yes.
Boom.
Because who are we going to punch in the face this time? Tekashi69.
Tekashi69.
Yeah. A couple weeks ago, Tekashi69, the rapper, was involved in a street fight at LAX.
Don't call it that, please.
It was involved in a calamity of
cat fight
at LAX. And there was a lot of people trying to throw punches at each other. And in that segment, Raquel and Tyron and myself pointed out
weave is still on deck though. Weave is still acceptable there.
That it looked like he had a weave in his hair.
So, he kept his front lace intact.
Okay.
Front lace.
So Tekashi69 made a video clapping back at us, calling us stank hoes and bald ass hoes.
I was watching a YouTube video where they're like, yo, Tekashi69 wears a wig, or Tekashi69 has fake hair, that hair ain't his. You broke asshole. Y'all thought niggas was hating, but y'all bitches be hit. Y'all bald-headed bitches, fucking pussy stank bitches be fucking dick riding. Where is the wig, man?
So it sounds like he was calling us pussy-stained hoes.
Yeah. I mean, but you not the bald-headed hoe, so you must be the bald-headed hoe.
You know, in that case.
And I'm not the pussy-stained hoe, because my shit smells good.
Okay, all right, there you go.
Whoa, hey, What I found out after I watched that video, the volume on his hair was a little bit thinner.
Yeah, it was.
So what he did was he retracted the extension pieces that he had for the volume and the extra bounce.
Okay.
No,
so
he was
screaming and yelling.
You're like Vidal Sassoon, you know that?
He moved the pieces to the back.
Right.
Because he only showed you the front part. You know what I'm saying? You always put the tracks in the back anyway.
Because you said it was acceptable and it was still on deck. He was actually giving them a compliment.
You know what? It's always great when you don't get your weave snapped, baby.
Here's the problem. I don't want to beef with Tekashi because I like his music. I actually like his music. I like Tekashi.
Say one bar right now.
No, I can't. Anyway, that's going to wrap up the Hollywood Beatdown with special guest, International Hood Captain Raquel. Tell the people what to do.
If you watched this video and you were entertained, even if you weren't entertained, get down there and subscribe anyway, or we're going to send Tekashi to go beat you up.
That's right.
That ain't a big enough threat. I'm gonna beat you up.
Yeah, that's better.
Then if you're on the Facebook page, slide over to YouTube and then subscribe to TMZ Sports.
Hollywood Beatdown. We'll see you next week.